All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Fever with myself, Fish Room Fever, and of course, the lovely Chattanooga Ed. I appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
here with me, Ed, as usual. I am going to run through the chat real quick and say some hellos as far up as I can go, anyways. I know there were a lot of people before this, but we've got Pugimus Maximus, Dragon Lair, of course, Chattanooga in the chat as well. Chattanooga Ed, Lance Jones, Joe Coffee, Kaler's Aquatics. Hey there, Bob. Lots of awesome back and forth conversation. Dan Slee is here with us. I'll get caught up in a second here. JH Aquatics, hey, good to see you, my friend. Tell you, it's awesome what you and Amber have got going out there. The setups are amazing. Chewy LTD, Dan Slee, I think I said hello, but if not, hello. And if I did, hello again. Roll through here. Muppet 929, Shy Gal Miss Fever. Lots of awesome back and forth. Y'all were having some good conversations. Cichlids23, hey C23, how are you, my friend? Pega Sister Rena, hello. I saw you had gone live, I think, earlier, but I've been so busy trying to move fish tanks and a safe and all sorts of stuff to get this room completed. I didn't have a chance to stop and up on there. Big J's Fish Keeper, good to see you as well. Green Terror Keeper, Sandy Dowdy, another awesome member there. Almost to the bottom. Oh, and then it jumped on me. Oh, I saw some super chats down there. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody real quick, and I will get to those. I appreciate you all. First up, we've got the Zen Ginger with the customary, as she has made it, $2 super sticker with the big red arrow saying she is here. Words are going to be hard tonight, it appears. Thank you very much, Zen Ginger. I appreciate that. Glad to have you here. And then we have Lefty3213A, who was just barely beat out, also throwing in the $2 red arrow saying he is here. Lefty brother, I appreciate you. The work that you have been doing on the projects on the side, like Project Posilia and some other things we're going to talk about tonight. Really appreciate it. Same thing with Zen Ginger helping out with those projects as well. And thank you both for being here and super chats and both of you being members. So just all around awesome people. Very much appreciated. And we've got Mr. Zen coming in behind that with the big red arrow as well. Love you guys. 3 of you in a row. That is awesome. Thank you, Mr. Zen, for the $2 super sticker. Appreciate you, brother. Monica Lynn is here. Psychedelic Hippocampus. Brian P. There we go. Jumped on me. Mickey M. Dragon Lair. I think I said hello. Griffin Fish Room. Tiffany White. Another awesome member. If I missed anybody, my apologies. It did bounce around a little bit on me, but I'm glad all of you all are here. I appreciate you very, very much, and it's great to see you. I've got a couple different things to talk about tonight, but do you have anything you would like to start off with, Ed, before I go on bantering? And
Yep, I'm actually not at my normal house. I'm at my sister's house tonight, and the whole family is in all around me, and we're enjoying my nephew's new baby. His name is Dunton. He's 4 months old.
oh,
And maybe if anybody walks by, I'll interrupt and have him pose for the camera for a second.
very, very cool. They're so sweet when they're that age. Then they turn into hellions.
I don't touch them until they don't have a soft spot.
Right.
And I also don't like touching them if they're in diapers.
Absolutely. I
never know what
understand
can squish out.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I like the way you phrase that. So the first thing I'd like to talk about tonight is, of course, we wrapped up the Project Posilia contest, hashtag Posilia entry, last month. The winners have been chosen, and they are going to be announced on the River Life YouTube channel Monday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on his live stream, so be sure to tune into that. There were some really nice entries, and I was kind of a little bit torn with my judging. We had a good time judging that stuff. So be sure and tune in 11:30 a.m. Monday on the River Life channel to check that out.
For sure. That was a lot of fun. Do you mind if I just...
Yeah, no, go for it.
It was a tremendous amount of fun judging. I got to hang out with the other guys. Everybody liked something different. It was crazy. So there was no one mega superstar. And so everybody had a shot. And I think that was a really good thing. And we appreciate everybody who submitted stuff. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. Okay, yeah. James, back to you.
Oh, no, you good. You're good. You guys are awesome for entering in that. And all of the people that dedicated their time into making that work, all of the people that donated things to that for prizes, just an all around wonderful community experience. Um, I'll segue somewhere else. I'm going to take a left turn and go somewhere different. On that note, in the month of August, we are going to be focusing on anabantoids, Project Anabantoid. We're going to do things slightly different with that. I believe that there is already a Facebook page created. I believe it was Lefty3213A who did that. But what we're going to do for submissions on that when the time comes, the month of August, is we've got an email set up, and I'll push that out, I guess, when we get closer to that and we get to opening up for the competition. But instead of having everything everywhere to be hunted down, even though like Lefty and Guppy Guru and Zen did a fantastic job going and finding all that stuff, it's going to be easier if you submit anything you want actually entered into that one through an email. So we're going to change that. I think that's a good progression. I think that was a very good idea. And that was done by Lefty, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a busy day. I've been trying to look back and forth in my notifications.
Yeah, we learned an awful lot with this one. That would make it a lot easier than just trying to find things randomly across the world, different sources. And now we've got to contact our sponsors and stuff and try to figure out how to get everything to everybody. I think the winners may have been told just so we could get their addresses, but I'm not for sure about any of this.
They were not publicly announced, so the public
can't let them. Yeah, no cat out of the bag. Who knows?
Maybe we got everybody's address that entered, and we just are letting you think you're a winner. You don't know.
Yeah,
we're a sneaky group, and there may have been some adult beverages involved in that.
Well, I only catch half of everything that goes on anyway, so
you and me both sometimes, my friend. But yeah, so that's going to be focusing on anabantoids. So you're looking at, I just want to make sure, what is it? Paradise fish is the other one. Yeah, like gouramis, bettas, of course. I'm sure bettas is going to be the big one that's getting entered in that one. And then you've got paradise fish, although you do have some pretty gouramis. Not that you can see any of, well, you can see one blue gourami there, but you can't see my pretty gouramis.
But like that's also the wild bettas also. So you'd also have your gladiators and whatnots. So that's cool. Looking forward to it. I need to get one or two just so I can say I have one or two.
I've got gouramis, but then on the bettas, I don't have any wild ones that I know of. I had one that it might be wild just because she doesn't look like your super fancy pretty betta. But I have 5 bettas total currently. So I asked to bow out of the judging and was like, no, you're part of this, buddy. So, but I still will post some really pretty pictures, even though once again, judges won't be eligible to enter to win.
James.
Sorry. Monica's headed out the door. I just wanted to say goodbye. I appreciate you swinging by, Monica. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yep, that's awesome. I'll see you later, Monica.
All right.
Well, I was just about to say James has got some blue gouramis, and he's going to let me borrow them to eat my planaria. Planaria. Thank you. Which was very nice of him.
There we go. Let me see if I can highlight this. Not that it'll be clickable when I highlight it, but the Zen Ginger did post in the chat the link for the Project Anabantoid Facebook page. So that is already rolling. You're welcome to start throwing pictures on there and joining that group and getting all fired up for August. And then we'll officially kick off the contest in August. So I think that's a wonderful idea. Like Ed said, we learned a lot from this first one, as you do with any type of event or project or thing of that nature. And so we're improving and moving on to the next one. Of course, the Project Posilia page will still be open and alive and going on Facebook. So feel free to swing by there, post pictures of your Posilia fish, and we'll keep that alive as well.
And I had six people asked to put their stuff in after the fact. And, I said, no, you can't do it. But so this time, make sure you get it in August, because, that would have been 6 more opportunities, to win something. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just rolling through here. Hey, Jesse HC Aqua, another awesome member. I'm trying to, instead of going through a full members list at the end of the stream, just make sure to say a thank you to the members throughout as we're going to save a little bit of time and make sure they get acknowledged while they're here. All right. Don't see anything else highlighted, so we are good there. So if you've got any fishy questions, be sure to throw them in. I do have some other stuff to talk about, but we're always here to help / discuss. So if you've got anything that you want to ask us or you want to talk about, feel free to throw that in the chat. We'll be keeping an eye on it. If you put @Fishroom Fever in front of it, it will help highlight it for me so that I do not overlook it. And my day has been mostly moving stuff in the fish room office, fish room number 1, or whatever you want to call it. So I can, hey, Hat Trick, good to see you, so that I can get some tanks moved around. I am going to keep my streaming set up in front of this tank. I know I talked to the members in a live stream and kind of asked what people wanted to see, if they wanted to keep this tank behind me, or if they maybe wanted a different tank or a different layout. And a lot of people like having the angelfish tank back here. So I'm going to build a drop down desk that comes out of the wall here for this setup, so I can have this here. And then I'll probably still do the occasional stream from the desk I'm at now on the other side of the room. But for those of you that have been in here before, know that I've got a double stacked 40 breeder rack. I'm actually going to move it. You move this, chat, so I can kind of show you. And I'll have a slightly different view. So I've got this space right here. So that tank, the 40s, if I put one end on the wall, will come out about to there. So I can actually do a wider shot and have both of those tanks in. But I'm going to move that tomorrow just because that's a lot of draining and moving and putting back up and refilling. So you'll get a kind of different style from there. And then the other side of that will also be visible if I stream from my desk. So fun things to come on that. Let's see. Lefty3213A says you can only keep one type, as in a tank. Betta's, gouramis, or paradise fish at Fish Room Fever. Okay. Did not know that. I mean, I
think you can keep other types of gouramis together.
Yeah, I've got a couple different types of gouramis. I've not tried to put a betta in with the gouramis just because the gourami. Sorry, I'm actually looking at the reflection of the blue gourami that's right there in the tank in front of me. But I've not tried that before. I will definitely keep that in mind. Mr. Fisher, sorry, go ahead.
Bob Kaler has some excellent videos on some of his stuff where he's got many male betta together in the same tank. So
yeah, there are a lot of, I guess you could call them general safety rules for the beginner that I can agree with if you're not familiar with keeping fish. But there's always the exception to the rule as well. And again, what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So, but
yeah,
go ahead.
Well, Bob's a master fish keeper. So if you're a new guy, don't do it.
Yeah,
that's check out Bob.
Absolutely. Good. Kaler's Aquatics, another awesome member, and he's got a heck of a channel. I think he's probably got like 600 videos at this point. Lots of awesome stuff over there. Looks like we're talking about pizzas, I think. Cheese, spinach, mushrooms, and more cheese. I mean, that sounds good. I wouldn't put it in a fish tank, but I'd put it in my belly.
We were talking about pizza before the stream started.
I gotcha.
And I think we're still talking pizza.
So the Kent's Fish says, a Fish from Fever, what's the best air pump for 150 gallon? I'm not liking the Tetra Air 100. So I really like the Top Fin model 4-port air pumps that have the adjustable knob on top of them. I don't think I have a box in here for one. I really like those. They're like $30 at PetSmart, maybe 32 now. I know they were looking at moving the price up at one point, but I really, really like those. Again, they've got 4 ports coming off of them and an adjustment on the top. Definitely more than handle doing a 150. And you could always turn it down slightly if it's too much flow for you. That's one of my favorite pumps. And the great thing is if you've got multiple tanks and other tanks near it, you can always use it for more than one tank. I actually will use one of those for 8 tanks, or 8 different sponge filters, the way that I tee them off. So it's a really good pump. Generally what I recommend.
I'm glad that you took that one because I literally probably have 12 different types of pumps.
Right. I've got a lot of different types of pumps. I mean, I've even got like the aquaculture up here, which I think is the Walmart special. I just completely expanded my chat. There we go. But that is my favorite pump. That is the one that I will go to time and time again. So I hope that helps. Lefty says, no, I meant that as a question. And Kent's Fish, if you don't like that and you kind of pull it up online and look at it and you don't like it, just holler at me in the chat and I'll give you a different recommendation. But that's the one that I would really recommend. Lefty3213 says, no, I meant as a question. What would you pick, you goofball? Well, you didn't ask as a question. It was just said as a statement. If I could only have one in a tank, I'm going to go with the Betta. I love Bettas. I absolutely love them. The gouramis are pretty. Don't get me wrong. Don't throw hate at me, but I'm really loving the Bettas. And you have so many different options with the colors and tail styles, and of course the male and female. And it's just, they're really, really amazing fish. So if I had to pick out of Betta's, gouramis, and paradise fish, I'm going with the Betta. What about you, Ed?
I've had gouramis my whole life, so I have none now. I don't know. I'm just tired of gouramis. So, and I've had Betta my whole life, but I mean, I love them all. So I think, and I love color, so I'd probably go with them. And I'd probably try, like we see Amber's up here. She's like the queen of them. I would try to see if I could buy one of hers from her and then put a sticker on the tank. And then, because I'm slowly collecting tanks of YouTuber friends. And so that's what I would try to do.
That's what we need to do for Anna Bantoid August, or August Anna Bantoids, is just drive up there and buy a couple of Bettas from her and drive back down.
That'd be awesome. That'd be super cool.
Kaler's Aquatics 100% agree with you, says it has to do with tank size and each fish personality when we were talking about what can and can't go together. Papa Shrimp with the poop emoji $1 super sticker. I appreciate that, my friend, very, very much. Always gracious and glad to have people pooping on the chat. So Papa Shrimp, thank you very much, my friend. And then we've got one that just flew by. Mr. Zen with the $20 super chat, brother. I appreciate that. Says, don't forget that thumbs up with a big cheesy grinny smiley face. Brother, thank you much. That that means a lot to me. So thank you, Mr. Zen, for that $20 super chat. Awesome guy there. Always working on making me blush. Kaler says, all in fairness, Lefty was ordering pizza. Yeah, that's all fair. Hey, Guppy Guru Peter, good to see you. I think I've made it back down. All right, I made it back to the bottom. Sorry, go ahead, Ed.
I was just going to say, my nephew and niece-in-law? I don't know. What would you call your nephew's wife? Well, they drove probably right by the Zens today, or yesterday. They should have waved. It's there in San Antonio. Sorry, don't know. I shouldn't have went off.
Oh, you're fine, buddy. So have you been working on the fish room any today? I know that you're not there now, but I didn't know if you got a chance earlier in the day.
I truly didn't get a chance. I was kind of hoping to, but family comes first. So
absolutely, fish definitely come. I mean, family definitely comes first.
Yeah, don't ever say fish comes second. I mean, the fish are just as happy being all over the house than being in the room. I had goals set for today, but I think I'll just hopefully get my goals done for tomorrow.
Absolutely. You can't hold that against yourself if you don't get stuff done that you wanted to do. And it was remiss of me. I forgot to say, Mr. Zen, thank you for being a member. And not just a member, but a top-level member as well. Can't wait to get you that steak dinner I owe you when we get out to Aquashella. Very cool guy. Lefty3213A says, my nephew's wife is what he would say. So, and then HCI.
Well, what's he call his
question mark?
What does he call his nephew's wife?
His nephew's wife.
It just seems too long. I prefer niece-in-law.
There we go.
I'll ask her. She has a wonderful name. She's got the same name as Wonder Woman.
Now I've got you back. I lost you for a second. All right. And I've got my chat back. Perfect. Sandy Dowdy, another awesome member in the chat. I appreciate you. So I'm going to segue back around to Monday. Again, mentioning that we're going to tune into the River Life 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for his live stream for the announcement of the winners for the Project Posilia contest. Immediately following that, at 12:30 or noon 30 Eastern Standard Time, of course, I've got the Fishy Monday Fun Day stream, and I will have a special guest, Sean Peck from the Peck Tech YouTube channel. Really looking forward to that. I've done some awesome stuff with him. He was going to be a guest last Monday, but of course we went out of town. Ed and I did. And so we were on the road when that stream was supposed to be taking place, and it did not. Fortunately, Sean's an awesome guy and was willing to come on the following Monday.
So if I go on there, are you going to sing me happy birthday? Because that's also my birthday.
I will sing you happy birthday.
Awesome.
I can do that.
I'd like to hear you and Sean sing me happy birthday.
I can't promise I'll get Sean to sing it, but I can do that for you. All right. So I don't see anything highlighted, but I'm going to grab a couple comments out of the chat real quick. Let's see. Mickey M says, I need to take a decision on my Betta cocooning group. I don't know. Breed them or give them to someone who will. I think we got in a totally new situation before. See, it was a common fish. Now I'm not sure. Oh, the Koshina. That's how that's pronounced. I remember now. Koshina. Anyway, moving on, rolling with the flow. This is why I love Ed, because Ed intentionally says stuff wrong so he doesn't have to deal with it. He's like, I'm just going to pronounce it totally wrong intentionally, and then people can deal with it.
Makes it easier in life.
It really
I appreciate
does.
the happy birthdays, guys. That's not why I brought it up. I just brought it up to be retarded to James.
He just wants to make me sing on a live stream. That's why he brought it up.
I'm sorry for saying the R word. Gosh darn. Did not mean to say that.
We have got, come on. There we go. Look at that. See, I'm trying to do something new here and update that on there, but then I need to go back to the live stream chat. Lefty3213A with the $1.49 super sticker with a piece of cake for Chattanooga ad. Thank you very much, Lefty.
I hope that's raspberry and not strawberry, because I love raspberry cake. That's my favorite cake.
So I'm going to eat it for you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't take Ed's birthday cake. Not publicly, anyways.
But he'll take the $1.49.
Yeah, I'll use it to buy you a piece of cake next time we go out. Not that you'll take the money, anyways.
Yeah, it's just fun.
I have to sneak money to Ed when we go on road trips and just like leave it hidden so he can find it.
You know, this is kind of off subject, but it deals with Lefty, so I'm going to bring it up. River Life also has an art auction on Fridays, and you can bid on stuff he's actually like painted on canvas and different whatnot types of art media, and it's a lot of fun. And you can get really nice stuff for a good price. And Lefty was bidding on something, and I think he bid like $11. And I asked Rack, could I donate $20 to somebody that was in chat that didn't have any money to buy art? and Rack said, okay, the bid's at $20 for that person. But I was meaning like buy Rack dollars so that person could bid on things.
Right.
And so poor Lefty had to pay $21 to get the thing. Sorry, partner. I felt bad. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard.
So that sounds like something that I would do. Sharon Miller asking, do any of you have Hillstream tanks? I never knew I would love it so much. Pandagoras, Suelia loaches, Borneo suckerfish, and white cloud minnows. I do not have anything Hillstream set up. I've eyeballed it and I've looked at it, but I've not set anything up as of now.
That sounds totally awesome.
It does. It sounds like a really, really beautiful setup.
I'd love to have a tank like I would. What I'd like to do is actually have like a pond set up where it'd be maybe like a racetrack where you got flow going like in a circle with maybe an island.
Yeah.
I've thought about that. Like if I'd ever have a huge pond, I'd like to have like just a 2 foot by 4 foot pond that would go like 12 foot down and back. I think that'd be pretty neat.
That would be pretty cool. And see, I've not done the circular one like you're talking about with the island in the middle. I've done the like overflow on one end of a tank and the return on the other end, so it's got like a constant straight track of water going through. But I've never done not with an island in it. I've got tanks that have circular motion in them, but there's no island in the center.
And you see, I'm totally knocking it off of aquariums that I've been to. They've got one kind of like that at the Georgia Aquarium and one at the Tennessee Aquarium. So, but
nice.
It's the trout fighting it, and I'd like to see something other than trout.
Gotcha. Mickey M says, are betta breeders keeping up the job in the U.S. or are species being lost from the hobby? Feels like we are losing species here in Europe, but I'm not on Facebook. Maybe different if asking here. I've not seen or heard of or been made aware of any decline here. I know we've got several people in the community that do some betta breeding. Hey, Grumpy Mike's Fish, good to see you. Science Gal Aquatics, appreciate y'all coming by as well.
With Mickey M, I think a lot of it's slow because of the whole COVID thing and air flights that aren't being easily circulated throughout the world. And I think once things come back to normal, you might get some of that, hopefully get some of that stock back. That's my guess.
Yeah, because I've not seen any decline here, so I would say that's a very good guess on why there might be some issues where you're at. But if anybody knows any different, feel free to throw that out there. Big Tank Hank responding to that says, Mickey M, they are keeping up. You must be on Facebook and band, it's etc. So there you have it. Why not in Wyoming says, my pond has inverted bow front in the middle with a decent current. That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like that very much. And good to see you. Why not Wyoming and Big Tank Hank. And there we go. HC Aqua. Jesse is working on growing his wild betta species list. Very cool.
Very cool.
So yeah, I think I know those were all the things I very specifically wanted to bring up, or I was like, hey, have to talk about this. Got a lot of other things I can talk about before I do, because I know I don't tend to shut up a lot. Ed, do you have anything else that you wanted to share with us going on, or plans for the week in the fish room?
Well, I'm going to be working a little bit in the fish room, but I'm not for sure. I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time in Hickson this week with the baby and my nephew and niece. So I'm going to call her a niece instead of niece-in-law.
There you go.
Just easier. Okay, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time here. So just probably basics. I know I'm going to move a couple tanks because the ones that I had problems with, I think I got it fixed and they're ready for fish now. So
time out. Hello, John Cox. I'm sorry I missed you. Had to do it. There we go. Sorry, I felt bad.
But no, it's cool. John's a neighbor. But something that was brought up earlier was the Dragon Lair was talking about how he was going to buy some 2x4s to set up racks that he keeps outdoors for his beta project or betta project. I apologize. Yeah, I guess he does betta during the summer outside. And I think maybe we should go visit him if he'll let us once he gets it up and going, maybe in July. If he's cool with that.
I think toward the very beginning of July, and I haven't talked to you yet, but I think we've got a semi-nearby fish tuber that may have some pond things going on at the very beginning of July that we could potentially go check out. Details to come on that.
Actually, I think I was in the chat with you when we were talking about it.
There you go. Yeah, I know at one point I was talking before you got there, but good. You know exactly what I'm talking about then. And then, of course, we have the late June potential trip to the other fish tubers place if you're good for that.
Yep.
They're good to have us up there. So,
Hey, James,
yes,
you need to say hi to Big Tank Hank.
I already said hi to Big Tank Hank once. I can't say hi to him again. And I even talked to him on Facebook earlier. So
put the
no, I'm
alarm
just
on,
kidding. I see all the alarms. Hey, Big Tank Hank, good to see you, my friend. I need to talk to you off stream at some point. If you think about messaging me while you've got your messenger pulled up, I will try to remember to message you, but I get so many notifications. It's not even funny. But I need to talk to you, my friend. Dragonlair says, sure, Ed, y'all would be welcome to my grower up jungle.
That's so cool, man.
Appreciate that, Dragonlair. Then, did we ever figure out when we're going down to Atlanta?
I think it was going to be best for everybody if we waited till the end of June.
Okay.
I don't know if that means the last week of June or what, but
Okay.
I'll find out more details for you.
I just figured I'd ask because I know sometimes it gets laid out and then it's like I don't find out or I don't ask about it. And it's like, hey, are you coming tomorrow? And I'm like, what? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a couple people got real busy towards the beginning of June, and so I think it's easier to do it later.
Gotcha. I gotcha. All right. All caught up in the chat. Nothing to talk about. No fish or anything. I guess we're just going to go ahead and end it early. I'm just kidding.
You want me to see if they'll walk the baby by?
Hey, you could do that. I was just kidding. But yeah, if you want to show the baby, people love babies.
Yeah, I mean, that'll boost our ratings by a lot.
Get us like, well, we've got 53 people watching now and 54 thumbs up. So I appreciate that.
Oh, hey, Henry. I was going to see if they would walk by with the baby.
Sorry, just looking through the chat here, being nosy in everybody's conversation. Science Gal Aquatic says, I went to the best pond / fist. We're going to start that one over. Science Gal Aquatic says, I went to the best pond / fish today. It's new and amazing, Ed, around Sullivan, Missouri, 300 tanks and huge pond plant area. That sounds awesome. I want to go back near Ed's. He's got a place that's up on a hill, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's almost like a little mini fish museum built into the fish store, and they've got almost like attractions, if you will.
Okay, my nephew's going to bring the baby in just a second.
Awesome. Ed, what's the name of that fish store by your house that's up on the hill with all the like Ripley style tanks inside?
That is Ponds and Plants.
It's just a neat place, and they had tortoises and snakes and all sorts of cool stuff.
Oh yeah, they have caiman. They've got anaconda. They've got all the different bugs you want to buy. They have all sorts of stuff in that store. But they also, and they've got, I think, 2 different types of lungfish. I think they've got African and Australian lungfish. But the guy is a zookeeper, or was a zookeeper for the Miami Zoo. And then when that hurricane came through, I think they laid off a lot of people or something. And then he ended up starting his own business. And so now he builds exhibits for different zoos all across the country. And the baby is in the room.
Right, there's the human wiggler, Mickey M said.
My nephew, Preston.
Oh.
Here's the baby.
They're so sweet when they're that little.
They are. No, I don't want to hold them. I don't hold babies, guys.
The Texas flag right there, represent.
Yep.
So cute. Thank you for showing up.
He's representing the Texas. I think I hit him with my poor mic. Sorry, buddy.
Speed up the baby, Ed.
But he's holding it, or he's got his Texas flag on too.
Gotta love that.
My Tennessee flag yesterday.
Good.
Awesome.
Say bye, Edward.
Bye-bye.
Not that he can hear
Thanks,
because you have a
Preston.
headset on. I'm sitting there talking to the baby, not realizing the sound's going into your ears. While we're talking about shirts, I know people are going to ask about your shirt. They always do. So what are you wearing today, Ed?
Oh, I'm wearing Catzilla.
Nice. Love it.
Yep.
Gotta bring myself back on there. Oh goodness, they're cute and sweet when they're that age, but then they grow up and they're just mean.
I was bonking him in the head with the mic, I think.
That was not nice of you, Ed. I'm gonna get demonetized for that, beating that poor baby up with the microphone. Just kidding. All right.
But yeah, the last baby I held was the dad. Was Preston. I was going through LEX airport, and I had went through like the thing to see. I don't know what it was, customs or what it was. But my sister like handed him to me, and I was like, oh. And now he's a big grown guy, so I didn't hurt him.
Very, very nice. Anthony's Fishy Friends, which hello to you, by the way, my friend, says, question, idea of what little red worms might be in the spawning mop in one of my totes. I've never had little red worms. I'm trying to think if I've ever had any red ones. Hi, Frog. Yeah, I've not had red worms. I mean, possibly a parasite, possibly something not harmful. There are so many different organisms as we can get in the ecosystems of our tanks. But it could also be something that is a bad thing. But I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be. I'll do some research on it and see if I can figure it out, but I don't know off the top of my head. Is it just kind of like a solid tube shape, or what are we working with? We'll try and figure it out. Somebody's probably already figured it out in the chat. Fish Dreams, hello, good to see you. My friend says, what's the lifespan of Betta? I think I should probably keep my mouth shut on this because let me see if anybody's answered it yet or not.
Amber should know. She's like a super smart person.
I'm sure we've got several people in here that know exactly what it is without my goofy guesstimates.
Oh, yeah. Big Tank Hank's a Betta guy.
Yeah, Big Tank Hank's a huge Betta guy. Mickey M says, often approximately 2 years from my experience at Fish Dreams. Insect larva.
Oh, man, they seem longer than 2 years, but maybe not.
Dragon Lair is saying, Anthony, it's probably insect larvae. I had them earlier in my mosquitoes bucket and my fish love it. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even thinking outside, even though you said it was not in a fish tank. There are really a lot of things that could be outside, but yeah, I'm sure it's some sort of insect larva. That's spot on, Dragon Lair. I concur. Sickless23 wants to know, where's a good store for 80s t-shirts, Chattanooga Ed?
Oh, man. See, like I could tell you places to go to in St. Louis. There's a place called Glad's Rags, and that was always a real cool place. But I don't know. I buy lots of stupid shirts, and so I'm constantly getting ads all the time, and there's just some that I like and some I don't. And then I buy some that are just crap. Like I bought this one that I thought I would love it. Instead, it says Jawas instead of Jaws, and it's got like 20 little Jawas swimming up in a triangle, and it's just cheaply made, so it's kind of a hit or miss thing.
And we've got somebody there. Lefty3213A says 3 to 5 years, right? Assuming better lifespan. Let's see. Google says Siamese fighting fish / lifespan 3 to 5 years in captivity. So there we go. And of course, you've got to remember, in reference to the 2 years, that's not necessarily wrong, because who knows how long that Betta was sitting in a cup somewhere else before you got a hold of it. There's always variances too.
Yeah, and they could be inbred, or that can affect things. You never know.
Mean Mug Aquatics, hello, my friend, says, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing phenomenal. I am glad to see you all. I'm glad to be here, having a blast. It's been a hectic day. We'll say hectic, trying to get things moved around. I'm super excited to get the tank spun around that I was talking about earlier, get the desk that I'm at now, move to the other side of the room. I've got a 90-gallon aquarium coming in, and then I've got, I think you saw a little bit of it, that 55 over there. I've got to move. There's my mess. That tank, the Project Piaba, such the Aqueon rainforest conservation kit. I'm going to have to drain it and move it to move the desk. So I may just go ahead and shoot the video of redoing that tank while I'm doing that. I've got a couple videos mostly shot, but like one of them I'm waiting on some stock for a tank. Another one I'm waiting to get a couple of good shots that I just can't seem to get because the fish don't want to cooperate. But I do have an updated piranha video coming out. And then I've got a new tank I've set up that I showed the members before I got started on that project. And then on the live stream the other day, I showed everybody that was there what it was looking like. But I did switch that over to members only after it went off of live, just because it was initially intended to be a members only live stream. So Joe Coffee says Bob once kept a Betta for 17 or 19 years. That's a long-lived Betta. Yeah, that's super cool.
Well, I thought they lived for a long time because I know I've had them throughout the years, but I don't think I've bought lots of them. So
yeah. Well, and the other thing is, and again, it's Bob. He's the fish whisperer. Kaler's Aquatics say 19 years. The 3 to 5 in captivity, you've got to figure if they're taking a general average, that's going to include a lot of premature deaths in it, which is seriously going to detract from the potential lifespan. And
little bowls that aren't good, and people feeding them the wrong thing. Yeah. There's a lot of.
You have to feed them. I thought I'd just put the cup over in the corner with the lid on it, and they sit there.
And not giving them heat. There's so many things that can ruin their life.
Oh, I know. John Cox says, many bettas I have kept have lived 5 or more years. Temperature affects lifespan. Cooler temps will give them more lifespan. 74 is perfect, but cooler room temps need heaters. So there you go. Oh, Kaler says Joe is kidding. So, well, see, that's the thing, Bob. You're an awesome fish keeper. So if you say it, I kind of believe it. I mean, there's all sorts of odd exceptions to the rules where you find out this one animal lived way past its typical lifespan.
Yeah, but still, I don't remember buying many, and I've had them. So, I mean, yeah. I'm not saying I had them longer than 10 years or anything, but I know they lasted longer, I thought, than 2. Sister Rena asked if we could do her show or be a guest on her show again this week. Honestly, I think I'm going to be way too busy this week. And
I think that was Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to find it. Yeah. I don't know that I can because Wednesday is my youngest one's birthday party. So a lot of that's probably going to be no, but I will do my best.
That's right.
Yeah. But no, I definitely appreciate the offer to do it, and I will see what I can do. But I don't want to promise or commit to anything if I already have plans that I'm committed to unknowingly.
Now, which one of your little guys' birthday is that day?
That is the youngest one. That's Dominic.
Okay, cool.
So he's going to be 7. Thinks he's 27, but he's going to be 7. Brad, Mr. Fish Sir, became a member. Welcome to Bristol Nose. Thank you very much, Mr. Fish Sir. I really, really do appreciate that. That puts us at 33. Brad, be sure and check out the custom emojis for the members. We've got 10 of them now that we've passed the 30 threshold. So play with those a little bit. We've got some fun stuff. And then as we continue to pass those milestones and they become available, we'll continue to take votes and add some new things. I'm trying to play with the custom emojis, and my computer's being slow about it. There we go. But thank you, Brad. Also, be sure and go check out after the live stream. There's a lot of members-only content, things that maybe YouTube wouldn't necessarily like in terms of the algorithm, or that the average viewer wouldn't really care for. But the people that enjoy it enough to become members seem to enjoy that type of behind-the-scenes stuff, or off-brand type stuff, if you will, when we're doing adventures and walking around tearing walls apart and stuff like that. There we go. There's all the emojis there. Everybody's got them going. Awesome. Love it. I hope you all are enjoying it. I think that we got all the suggestions we could when putting those up.
They look really good.
I think it was Joe Coffee was saying, I think the angels are writing gullible in the sand behind you. When it comes to Bob, I am, just because Bob has surprised me and exceeded my expectations. He's just an awesome fish keeper, so I tend to just take Bob's word for granted, or for what it is, I guess I should say.
Yeah, well, and I mean, how many other people have male bettas together?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and Bob does.
Sand Creek Aquatics 2. Amy, hello. Good to see you. Saying hi to us. I hope that you are doing as well as you possibly can be. If there's anything that Ed and I won't volunteer Ed, even though I know he would volunteer himself. But anything I can do for you, please reach out and let me know. Mr.
One
Fish,
thing is,
sorry, go ahead, Ed.
we do need to help her with Nathan's snake. We got to figure out how to get Nathan's snake to Bob. So I don't know if anybody's driving across country, or we could just figure it out. I won't be able to drive out for at least a week because, like I said, I've got company, and this is the first time I've seen him for a year, and I plan on hanging out with him an awful lot.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So
I don't blame you a bit. But Mr. Fish, sir, our newest member, says, my granddaughter's birthday is the 17th and will be 7 also, Fish Room Fever. Hey, that's my little one's birthday is the 17th. So very, very cool. Both born the same day. That is awesome. It's funny how you run into stuff like that from time to time. I mean, obviously it happens all the time, but just that you meet. I think I've had 2 people that had the same day and month, but not the same year work with me before. I've not ran into a lot of people that were the same day, month, and year.
Here is how you can find out exactly how old I am. I am the exact same age as Doogie Howser, MD. And my dad is the exact same age as Sylvester Stallone. It's because it's kind of fun to figure out what superstar, celebrity is on your same day and year.
Yeah.
You should check it out sometime.
Oh yeah, I've looked into celebrities. I didn't think Doogie was as old as you, Ed. I thought you were a lot older. No, I'm just kidding. Let me get my stream back. I keep clicking off of it when I click the live chat, trying to go through there. Thank you to whatever moderator unblocked that.
And I think his name is Patrick Neil Harris. So if you guys are trying to figure out his name.
All right, I'm back where I was. Found it. John Cox was asking, has anyone purchased plants from LRB in here? No, but I'd love to. I'd really love to go up there and purchase some plants in person from them. But I know we've got several people that are LRB fans in here, and I'm sure we've got somebody that has.
Well, James does have some LRB plants. He just doesn't know it. The guppy grass originated from LRB, went to Haley to me, and me to James. So you're 5 degrees away from LRB.
So what you're telling me is I should be letting the pet store know when I bring them that guppy grass in. They should be getting a premium because it's been through the hands of 4 YouTubers at that point.
Well, I shouldn't have said 2 of them, but 2 of them are really good.
Yeah, 2 of them are. We'll let y'all figure out which ones. But no, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. I knew it came from Haley to Oddball Aquatics. I didn't realize. I mean, I would assume, I guess, comes from Lucas, but she does her own stuff too. So that's cool to know that it originated from LRB. Amy, Sand Creek Aquatics 2 was saying, hey, Chattanooga Ed, I don't blame you at all, but a week would be fine. He's not going anywhere. And there's the comment I was looking for that had gotten blocked before, I guess, for the word kill. Dragonlair says, my males that grew up together were fine together till I separate them. Now they want to kill each other. And I'm sure that's in reference to bettas.
It's so bizarre how little words will get blinked out.
Yep. Hattrick Farm says, I have guppies, or plants and guppies from LRB. I need to get some LRB stock.
I have some guppies too.
I don't.
I've
got some guppies.
Well, I want to get you some of those albinos because those are chewies.
I got you.
So there's LRB/chewy guppies. I bought them for Chewy.
Uh-huh.
And so he could try to mix things with them. And so I figured do a tank or two, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm still looking forward to getting on that. The Fish Tank Barn, Mike, hello, became a member last stream. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. It says, Lurking, just got here from an online presentation. Yeah, I know you're having lots of fun with your working from home things that you're having to do now. But I appreciate you, Lurking, brother. Always good to see you. And hopefully we'll see you in October at the whatever, the Big James deal is what Ed's calling it.
Oh, yep.
Really close to having a name. I thought I was going to get to announce it tonight, and then was like, no, just give me one more week. And I was like, okay, all right. So should have that name next week. Punchy Paints is with us. Hey, Pam, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. An awesome artist in the community and a really fun time in her live streams.
Pam is super cool, and I'd love to know, Pam, is your truck up and running? And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and say, I hope. It's no fun having a broken truck.
We've got Lefty32138 says, how much to dye the beard? Fish root fever. I mean, I could be persuaded. I know Mark's Fish Tank or Mark's Shrimp Tanks. Yeah, Mark's Shrimp Tanks does something like that. I could probably be persuaded. I used to have the excuse of, well, I have to go to work. I can't do it. And now I don't have that crutch to lean on.
Unfortunately, it'd probably be pure pressure for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna move along from that one before we get wrapped up in that, and I end up with a bright blue beard and purple.
He did dye dark blue once.
I did for the big fish deal, but because I didn't bleach it and I wanted it to be able to come out for work when I had to go back a couple of days later, it didn't really show up that much. Nate says upgrade, and hello, Nate. I don't know that I've seen you before. If I have, I'm sorry. If not, welcome for the first time. But it says upgraded my 20 long to a 29 today. Took hours. Any advice on larger fish I can keep now, or any oddball fish for a 29 gallon? You say you upgraded from a 20 long. Do you have any stock that came from the 20 into that 29, or are you starting fresh in the 29? Because that'll kind of also help us with compatibility and prior stock load lists.
29s are tall, so you could put some angels in there and they would love it.
There it is. The Fish Tank Barn. I hate that it doesn't show what it is on the StreamYard, but the Fish Tank Barn with the dollar poop emoji. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate you, brother. Always love when you come by and crap on the stream. I'm trying to find my chat again. There it is. And we're rolling. But yeah, I'll keep an eye out, Nate. Try and catch that answer from you. If you're starting, well, let me just give it a second. Then if I don't see any response, I'll speculate on what you're working with. John Cox says the price is so much lower than other sources, so think that he would be getting an order tonight, but was really wanting to try the Easy Green from Co-op. Yeah, I'm wanting to try the Easy Green from Co-op. I need to get with Chattanooga Ed.
Yeah. You know what? Samurai Grammies. Do something cool.
There you go.
And then you can take a photo and put it as your entry in August.
I like that. I do like that.
Samurai Grammies are super awesome. Not many people have them, so people are going to think you're really cool.
Right.
The girls are the pretty ones. The boys are the ugly ones. So it's kind of neat. You know, it's the opposite of what normal stuff is. So.
And Pam's saying her truck got towed to the mechanic yesterday. So work in progress. And back and forth. A lot of cool people talking to each other. Trying to see if I can catch Nate. There we go. Bristol nose pleco and 2 Corys. Guppies. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anything else from Nate. Nate says guppies, ! And then Bristol nose pleco, 2 Corys. I don't know if the guppies ! Was what you got, or you heard or saw somebody suggest guppies and decided that was awesome. But I like Ed's Garami idea. Of course, I am a sucker for guppies. You know, you could work some shrimp in there as well, some Neocaridina shrimp. I'm just kind of spreading them everywhere, and you know, depending upon how you've got it set up in hiding spots, you get some predation on shrimplets. But you can still have a really nice colony of neocaridinus. They don't necessarily have to be cherry shrimp, but you could go with just the standard red cherry shrimp. You could do a blue neocaridina, orange, or a yellow, or whatever color kind of trends to what you enjoy. And I don't have any problems keeping those with the majority of fish, especially if you start with a decent colony. Pegasus Arena says, Fisher and Fever, my daughter is saying hi. Mommy's new fish is pretty, and I named it Love. Love you. Hello. Both of Rena's little ones. I'm trying to think. Sebastian and I can't think. Was it Kaya? I'm trying to remember her daughter's name. I'm sure I've messed that up now. But hello. Ever cracked the plastic center brace on a 55-gallon at the fish tank barn? Well, I'm not the fish tank barn, but I will say I have. I'm just going to jump in y'all's conversation there. I've done that. That stinks, but it's salvageable still. Rolling through. Oh, man. Oh, it jumped on me. Okay. All right. Like a really, I think they're talking about repairing that. Really thin strip of glass, regular GE1 silicone would work for glass to plastic. I've not done the glass to plastic. What I've actually done is taken a side panel of glass and used the glass to glass, because generally speaking, the bond between acrylic and glass with the GE1 silicone I've found to be much weaker than bonding glass to glass with the silicone. But maybe that's just my experience. But I've had tanks that I've done that on, and then it pops loose with a acrylic or a plastic to glass versus glass to glass. Not that it can't work, just that I've had issues with it.
Amy from Sand Creek Aquatics 2, Nathan's wife, is said that she's going to keep the guppy tank for herself. And I was hoping that she would. I was
awesome.
Telling her that's a great to start with. And I think Nathan would love that. But she knows that.
All right, there's a lot of back and forth that I'm just going to keep my nose out of. I see. There's Amy's comment. Dragonler says, I'm going to crap on the fish tank barn. Dang you, Mike. I fed duckweed to my mbunas and they didn't eat it. Now I got it all on the top. Shakes fist at Mike. Oh, that's great. Just throw it in there. They'll eat it, and then you've got an entire surface covered in duckweed, and they don't touch it.
I literally was thinking about that. I was thinking, if I do this goldfish pond and I start throwing all my duckweed in there, what if they don't eat it? I'm just going to have a ton of duckweed.
So I've got a very cool idea here from Mickey M. Says, my guppy friend breeds Daphnia in a plastic children's pool, feeding with yeast, I guess. Anyone doing the same? I'm not, but that sounds really, really fascinating. And I think that that would be pretty cool.
That is super cool. Who was that?
That was Mickey M, or as I call him, some people say Mickum.
Over on the other side of the ocean.
Yeah.
So we can't go and check it out and do it ourselves. I do know where we can get some Daphnia, though. So I saved a website of a guy who sells it down in Texas. So
I don't even know what that's supposed to be, Joe Coffee. Sphericlus calori. I'm assuming this is a Kaler prank that I'm getting played into, is how I have always seen it. I don't know. Moving on. Amy needs my address. Okay, I will text it to Ed again so that he can pass it on to you, because I don't think I have your actual contact info, Amy. But yeah, I'll text it to Ed again after the stream probably, and then he can relay it on to you.
It'll probably be later tonight, because I literally have one bar. It might go through, but my sister lives down in a valley, and I don't know if you can see my bars there, but most of the time it's a little circle. I have no bars down here.
Gotcha. Pegasus Tarina says, Fish Room Fever, I poop on the chat, and throw a little poop emoji behind it. Thank you, Rena, for pooping on the chat. They're already crapping on me enough. No, just kidding. I think Joe and Bob are having fun with some pranks tonight. Sandy Dowdy says, Goldfish will eat mine. Love it. Yeah, and Miss Fever's African cichlid tank, they tend to do pretty good at munching on the duckweed. I use her tank to clean duckweed off of other plants because I can just get it down in there and shake it around. And I'm going to stop there before that comment gets too far in the chat. But yeah, I use it for clearing duckweed off of other plants, and her African cichlids keep it in check. Scrolling through here, lots of back and forth. Chevy Fish says, yeast and spirulina powder in my Daphnia buckets outside. Good to know. Sand Creek Aquatics 2. Amy says, Chattanooga, it was because of your encouragement I made that decision, but all of you are going to have to help me. Hey, we're here. You know, we've got a wonderful community of people here. Lots of awesome knowledge, information. I see you there, Bob. And just all around good group of people. So we are definitely here to help and support you with that and answer any questions about that you may have. Sickless23 says, I tested to get my water just right for the Epistos, and it was the only tank high planted, 40 parts per million. My crazy Mbuna tank with a bunch of 4 to 5 inch fish. It's less than 10 parts per million at Hat Trick Farm. All right, stop. There we go. All right, I got my chat back. I don't know why it's wanting to run around on me. It's not necessarily because it's going too fast. It's just maybe my mouse is being a pain in the backside. There's Kaler's Aquatics comment. It says, James, you need my book so Joe can't prank you. I'll send you a signed copy free. Postage is only $29.99. That's awesome, Bob. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and pay that to your PayPal. And then when you send it, just go ahead and drop $40 in there with it. And that way I can ship you this fish food I have for you. So that'll work. Miss Fever says you can also message questions to James on Facebook. Just search Fish Room Fever. Give it a thumbs up while you're there too. Thanks, appreciate it. I don't mind questions on the messenger, but she knows that my messenger constantly goes off. So she's in on the pranking me too. Everybody's gonna prank me, but no. Seriously, if you've got an issue, especially if it's a serious issue or something you think could be a serious issue, I don't mind you sending me a message on Facebook. I can't promise that I will immediately respond, but I do my best to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. Sandy Daddy says, I forgot about a brine shrimp hatchery bottle for a few months ago. Today I looked at it and there are brine shrimp in there. That's cool. That is awesome that you didn't just have a stinky, nasty, funky mess to come back to. So that's very, very cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, the fact that they're just kind of a set it and forget it, and now there's a bunch of brine shrimp in there.
I plan on doing 2 brine shrimp tubes. I want to try to do what Jesse does, and how he's growing his brine shrimp every day, and he has like a night tube and an evening or a morning tube for feeding. He's so cool. I want to be like Jesse someday.
I was watching the Aquarium Co-op members only live stream last night, and he had Dean on there, and they were talking about a Zis brine shrimp hatchery thing, and they were showing it. It looked really, really cool. I don't know that I will start out with that. I mean, I've hatched brine shrimp before, but I don't have any type of hatchery set up now. I'll probably build a do-it-yourself one and just do a video. Not that there aren't 1,000 videos on it already, but might as well add it to the library. But I thought it was really looking. It had like the nozzle molded into the plastic for draining, and the way the handle was made, you could hang it on the side of a tank. So it was just a really cool looking setup, and I'm almost positive it was from Zis.
Well, I had to see if Jesse has actually a video on just his setup. If not, Jesse, you should make a video that way also.
Priscilla MK, I keep wanting to say the art part. Priscilla MK throwing all the member emojis in the chat at me. Hey, Priscilla, good to see you. I hope things are going well on your business endeavor. And thank you for being a member. I do really, really appreciate that.
Priscilla's cool.
She is. Priscilla is a cool person. Hat Trick comment. Oh, there it is. Sickless23 says Hat Trick commented on the easy green, and I was just saying be careful with the nitrate levels. And he was talking to Mickey M. So I'm just getting in all sorts of people's conversations. Maybe I need to stay away from the chat, but then Bob will be poking at me, and I'm good to see it. Kaler's Aquatic says, Amy, someone will want that tank that keeps angels. Is the snake with you?
Her father-in-law is going to be, I think, taking the angels. Oh, no, he's taking a tank with the convicts.
Crystal's Pets and Plants, another awesome member dropping in, says, hello, Fish Room Fever. Hello, Crystal. Glad to see you. I saw you had a video pop up earlier or yesterday. I added it to my watch later list. I haven't got there yet, but I'm looking forward to that one. John Cox says, I hate hatching BBS, which baby brine shrimp, and always did great with ammonia type Daphnia, as their live birth babies are smaller than BBS and they live in fresh water until eaten. I've not done Daphnia. I can say
I feed frozen Daphnia to my guppies.
I've done frozen Daphnia, and of course, like frozen brine and frozen baby brine. And I've hatched brine shrimp, but I've not actually done the Daphnia growing out, culturing, however you would prefer to put it. Amy is saying, yeah, that the snake is being taken care of by his dad. I just cannot deal with the snake. I don't blame you. Snakes are not for everybody. It's like bugs are not for everybody.
Yep. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
He didn't like snakes.
Sorry. Yeah, that was his thing. Snakes. Pugimus Maximus says brine shrimp direct disc hatchery is the best. If that's the one that, oh goodness, I think it was Jadron Aquatics did a video on one it looks almost like a old school style air intake on a car with a lid on top of it, and that thing was really, really awesome the way that they built it, and super simple.
Like I thought it looked like a discus.
Yeah, it was round. Yeah, like the old school style air intakes.
Yeah,
where you
I can see that.
And it had the little and then it had the little drainer in the middle, and because the light was coming down through the middle, they would make their way through the little maze of walls into the middle, and you just lift the lid and pull up, and it's just like super cool. If that's the one that you're talking about. If not, I'll have to go look into it and check it out. Priscilla MK says hashtag Cool Kids Club. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again, Priscilla. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Bob. Keller's Aquatics says awesome analogy, James. There's back and forth. I'm trying to siphon out the back and forth so I'm not halfway reading a conversation.
Anything I can help you with?
Okay. You're all probably reading in the chat already. Indoor fishing inside. Hello, good to see you again. Says Yo Fish Room Fever. I got 20 some tanks to set up for myself. Hold on, chat scrolling. Over the next few months, I'm going to go deep substrate. It should be fun. I have / get to make stands and all. That is awesome. That is very, very cool. And thank you for being here. When you're starting fresh like that, and you're building your own stands and all that, that gives you a lot of opportunity to just set things up the best way you want it. And there, JH Aquatic says, I did a video on the disc hatchery or dish hatchery.
I saw that one. It's good.
I had forgotten. Sorry, Joseph. Yeah, Joseph did one. Go check his out as well.
I was going to send him eggs for a while. He needed eggs. And Bob and I were going to different fish stores. And I kept telling Bob, if we see any eggs, I want to try to send them to him. And we never found any eggs.
Yeah, the only ones I have locally available are just the standard little tube of them. But I'm going to order, I think, a big can when I do get into that. But that's going to be after I finish this fish room, get through the next fish room, and get everything set up how I want it, like I've been trying to for the past 6 months. And then I'll get into setting up like a hatchery and stuff like that. I don't want to set it up now when I've got tanks to move and messes to be made.
Well, maybe what we can do is you could do one and I can do a different type and we can compare them.
I like that. I think we should do that. That would even be some video content for your channel, Chattanooga Ed. I'm just picking on.
I just read Sicklet said, "Put my glasses on so you can hear us better."
I've got a buddy that's like that. It's like, hold on a second, what? But yeah, indoor fishing inside. My recommendation, even though you didn't really ask for advice, would just be to plan it all out. Take your time in consideration when drawing out the racks, how you want to build them. Of course, the good old measure twice, cut once, and just think long term. How are you going to want it set up? That way, you don't get it set up, and 2 months later, you're like, oh man, I wish I had turned them this way or stacked them this way, or now I want to add an auto water change system, or things like that. So just take your time with the planning and enjoy it, because that's a fun time to be setting up a fish room.
Wow, I didn't know that. Jesse says the pet stores usually don't refrigerate the brine shrimp eggs, but they should. And I just got that whole thing in the mail, and I've got it sitting on the sun porch, getting hot. Bummer.
Shadyfish says the hobby brine shrimp hatchery, good if you only hatch for a couple tanks. Absolutely. I think the style that I'm going to build is something similar to, I'm going to say it was King of DIY did it. But basically it's a stand with multiple bottles on it, and you run them in series. So this one gets done this day, and then the next day, the next one's already, just kind of have a sequence of them going. Especially since I'm going to be kicking up the breeding of the baby fishes. So gotta love some fresh baby brine shrimp for that. Scrolling. Hey, there we go. It's thinking about it. John Cox says Dubai roaches make great pets, but when I had them, they fed the bearded dragon of my sons. Yeah, I don't do roaches. Don't do bugs. Nope. I'll do snakes. I've caught rattlesnakes by hand. Don't care to do that. Miss Fever handles any bugs that make their way into the house. I get to squeal like a girl and run, and she knows that she gets to put her Superwoman cape on and come to the rescue.
Wow, Jesse's telling us all about the eggs. He says he puts 1 pound of eggs in the freezer and a small container in the fridge. So I guess he buys it by the pound. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. That's a lot of brine shrimp eggs.
Maybe I'll have to talk to Jesse on Facebook.
Absolutely. Patrick Farm also confirming, telling you to put the brine shrimp eggs in the fridge. Ed, Indoor Fishing Inside says, yeah, thanks for the advice. I'll take what I can get and sort it out later. LOL at Fisher and Fever. I'm working on my live food game now. Yeah, that's going to be my next thing, will be the live foods. The baby guppies and stuff are thriving with how I'm feeding, but it's always nice to have live baby brine. Everything tends to do better with live baby brine hanging out. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that. Pam keeps her brine shrimp eggs in the freezer. See, Dragonler made the 2 hatchery from 2-liter soda bottles. Ordered the tops with the air input and drain off Amazon. Yes, that's kind of what I'm going for. It's simple. It's a video I can make and add it to the library. And I don't really want to go and drop $30-$40 on some of the really, really fancy ones, which I'm sure there's some really expensive fancy ones out there. At least there used to be. Let's see. Kayler's Aquatics is YouTube channel Monster Bugs, and they have miniature fights until shut down.
Oh.
I'm good at not watching any monster bugs. I'm good though. Fish Tank Barnes says, I want to do copepods at some point. It will be a while though. Yeah, I mean, you've got over 100 tanks, Mike, so you've got so much on your hands already. It's just like, I don't blame you for not getting on it right away. But that'll be very, very cool. Cichlids23 says, should have kept some of my 55-gallon water from today. Been up and going for 3 years now. Drained at 90% to catch out all the mbuna today. There we go. Okay. Sorry, my chat kind of like. Doo-doo. Make sure. Okay. I am on the hard line. I thought I'd pulled a John from KG and left it on the wireless. Yeah, I mean that's a nice, good established tank. 3 years now. I hate when you have to drain a tank all the way down to catch the fish out, though. That sucks. That really, really sucks. And then you end up messing up all the plants and decorations if you've got them, and basically have to rip the tank apart just to catch the stupid fish. I've got a cichlid in a 40-gallon that is in there solely because I won't pull out a massive piece of dragon stone because it's down in the substrate and it's got like a cave underneath it. But it also has a bristle nose that goes under there and a couple other smaller fish. So I don't just want to fill it in and risk trapping any other fish in there. But every time I try and catch that sucker, it goes and hides under that piece of dragon stone.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to mention this too. Amy has all of Nathan's stickers, Sand Creek Aquatic stickers, and she would be happy to mail them out to anyone that wants them. Is there a way that people can contact Amy at Sand Creek Aquatics too? Like, do you have a Facebook page set up just with your Sand Creek Aquatics name? If not, you may want to make one, and then we could send people there, and you can get their addresses and stuff, because you don't want to necessarily give out all your personal information out. Yeah. Just throwing that out there, Amy.
That is true. And also, if we could get the, I think everybody in here has subscribed, but if not, just in case, can we get the link for Nathan Sand Creek Aquatics page? Because we do still want to get him to 1,000. That was a huge goal for him. So we want to try and push that as much as we can in his honor and memory. Where was it? I lost it. And there it is. Indoor Fishing Inside says it started with a 36-gallon bow front set that was misplaced in a smaller tank's place for 2 days. Day 2, they had their chance, and I bought it. Very nice. Yeah, when I was buying the top fin air pumps that I'd mentioned earlier, I kept going in, and I'd go in once a week, and I'd pick up one or two, and they would always ring up more at the register, and I'd say, well, the price on the shelf says they're, $2 cheaper. I'm like, you may want to go put another sticker on there, but, until then, it's what you've got them marked at. I'd come back the next week and I'd go and I'd look and I'd be like, do you want to change the price before I check out? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. And they just marked them down for about 3 or 4 weeks in a row because they wouldn't change the price on the shelf, similar to like what you're talking about with having a bow front set put in the wrong location, the different price on it.
If you buy anything from PetSmart, go on their website and they nearly have everything's like $2 less on their website and they'll match it. So, I mean, I always go up there, like if I've got to buy whatever heater, real quick. So I run over to PetSmart. It's always like $2 or $3 cheaper. Walmart does it too. So anything you see in Walmart, if it's on their website for $2 less, Walmart had their little bitty heaters. They were like $6 and they're normally $18. And I bought a whole mess of those.
Very, very nice. Mike from the Fish Tank Barn, I'm sure I've missed part of the conversation. It says we only have one type of poison snake in Michigan. Thank goodness it's only one. Pegasus Arena says, Fish Room Fever. Hey, James, is it safe to leave the fish in the tank and do a 50% water change? Thinking of doing one on Monday, but I can do it on the Tuesday stream instead. Yes, absolutely. Generally speaking, there's no need to take your fish out to do a water change unless you're like completely draining a tank out and they're not going to have room to swim. I know you don't have any like Neocaridina shrimp or anything in your tank specifically that could be upset by a very large water change. So for what you've got, absolutely no problem. Make sure you got your water conditioner handy when you do that water change and go for it.
I know what Petco does a great deal. They match other websites. And it was for collars and flea type stuff because in store it costs a ton. I know we're not a dog and cat show, but you can save $20 by going to either PetSmart or Petco's website and checking the prices of the flea stuff. and then go into the other store. It's great. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there because I save $60 that way.
You see, lots of back and forwards. I love the conversations going on, but I'm trying not to catch half conversations and bring them up. Where was it? There it is. Lefty3213A says PetSmart's app also has a mini game now that you can get coupons from Fisherman Fever. I'm gonna have to check that out. I have to go get some more crickets for the Pac-Man frog tomorrow, so I will have to play the little game thing. And I'm hoping that they've actually got their fish section opened back up again. Last time I went, they had like a line where you couldn't even get within like 8 foot of the tanks. You just had to stand on the far side of the rope and go, I want one of those. I think, what fish is that? So I'm hoping to actually be able to look at some fish tomorrow, just because otherwise I almost feel like it's a wasted trip if I can't look at the fish. I just go and I'm like, give me crickets, and I walk out. I pay first, of course. Let me clarify that, because somebody will be like, oh, you just take the crickets and walk out? But I'm hoping to get to be able to look at the fish tomorrow when I do that.
Mike from the Fish Tank Barn says, hey, Amber, well, Big City Betta, do you know when the $1 per gallon sale is? And she'll probably see this, but last year they popped them real quick like this year, and then I had to wait all summer long, it seemed like, before the next one. So hopefully it's not like last year, because I was thinking it was going to be like every 2 to 3 months, but I think it was like somebody says August 1st. It ended up I think they like take the summer off, because it really stinks waiting all the way till the end of summer.
Yeah, it seems
just throwing that out there.
And Amber, Big City Bettas, I'm sure she would know. Been talking to her. I'm hoping that we can have Amber do one of her awesome talks at the October fish event here in Knoxville, Tennessee. The big James deal, as Ed is calling it. So hopefully that'll work out. Fish Tank Barn saying, thanks, Amber. I figured you would have a beat on it. Yeah, Amber, I think, gets a phone call directly from the owner of Petco before the $1 per gallon sale starts at this point, because she's bought so many of them. And they just say, how many do we need to ship to your store? And they ship 200 tanks down there so she can get them.
I would figure they'd try to ignore her and say, oh, man.
You met Amber. Do you think you're going to try to ignore her?
What's this chick calling again?
I would not be the one that wanted to try and ignore Amber, especially if it was coming in between her and buying fish tanks. That's a horrible spot to be put in. Lefty3213 says they probably wait till the colder months because people are inside more versus summer, when all spend time outdoors and less indoor activities. That makes sense. Plus, I'm sure you've got people that are diverting money from their indoor tanks to the outdoor ponds. So I'd say that probably does. And then Tom Patterson says Pet Supply Plus does $1 per gallon also. I've seen those once or twice. I've not ever shopped it, but I have once or twice I've walked in and they were doing it.
Do we have those in Tennessee?
We do. We've got 2 of them here in Knoxville.
Oh, jeepers. I should check that out, because I still need about 17 more.
Cool. Yeah. There's the one out west, kind of in the area where you and Bob normally enter into Knoxville. And then there's one right by me. So I may swing by over there actually and get my crickets tomorrow. They're a little bit closer, but.
Oh, was that place that Bob took me to that has the good fish? They have a manager there that it was like a little chains type fish store.
Did they carry like the red tail and the discus and stuff that you wouldn't expect to see in a Pet Supplies Plus? Yeah.
Yeah, they had they even had Bisher.
Yeah.
It was an amazing selection of fish in a small area.
And they had oddball plecos. And if they were out of oddball plecos, they could put in an order and put you on the list to call you for them, or call you when they came in. So it was really cool.
Oh, look at that. They're currently doing the gallon per sale.
Oh, nice.
I'd have to check that out. Super cool.
Sandy Dowdy says, Fisherman Fever, can you read Amy's last comment about stickers to send to her for Nathan's board? Let me go find it, because I wasn't highlighted. So probably just went right over it.
That's a really good point. Nathan also was collecting everybody's stickers, and he had a big board, and it would be cool. I didn't even think about that. We try to fill that up. Have a couple of Joseph's spare stickers because he left them on the table, so I took like 2 of each.
I'll just throw it right up there. But for anybody that's lurking and not watching the screen, Amy says, if you have not sent Nathan Sand Creek Aquatics stickers, I would love to have them. I have told Sandy Dowdy that I would make sure his sticker board was kept up to date.
Awesome.
Very, very cool. I think it's awesome that you're carrying that on, Amy. I really, really do. I know he was really proud of that. I got a lot of pictures on the Facebook Messenger from him about that.
Yeah, I was going to give those extra stickers to Bob, but then I thought, maybe I should give them to Nathan. So we'll figure it out. His stickers say the fish news, and I think he's finally going back to doing the fish news, so that was pretty cool.
Let's see. We've got 5 minutes left. Well, that flew by.
Holy cow.
Who do we have going on after tonight? I don't think it's Aquamate week because I know he alternates weeks out. Do we have Rumble going after this? Amy's saying he was dedicated. Yes, he most definitely was. He was an awesome, awesome guy. JH Aquatics, I found one of your stickers that I grabbed from the Big Fish deal. I need to get that on my laptop. I just saw it yesterday when I was cleaning up in the office. So I was happy about that because I found several people's stickers that I had not been able to locate. But if you see anything in the chat, Ed, feel free to grab it and call it out. I'm going to go find the super chatter list for tonight. That way I can run through that.
Yep. Joseph said that he thinks he did send Nathan some stickers, so that's cool. So, and I've got a couple of Bob stickers. They are so awesome. So maybe I'll try to give Joseph stickers to Bob, but Bob might already have Joseph stickers. I don't know. I think was there also Fish Tank Barn stickers on the table?
Yeah, I've got a Fish Tank Barn sticker I think I got when I was at BFD with you.
I tried to take 2 of everything because I was thinking about Bob for that, and then I forgot all about it. And they've just been sitting in my wallet. They're probably all nasty. I don't even know where my wallet is. It might be gross.
Posting the link for Rumble's Fish Room live stream next. Thank you very much for that, Zim. Welcome to our newest member, Mr. Fish Sir Brad. I appreciate you joining. I really, really do. Thank you to all the members. I think I managed to individually thank you throughout the stream. If not, yell at me now and I will be sure to do so. For the super chats tonight, let me go back here. We had the Zen Ginger with the $2 red arrow, Lefty 3213A with the $2 red arrow, Mr. Zen with the $2 red arrow, all lined up back to back. Lots of people here, and I appreciate it. Papa Shrimp crapping on the stream along with the Fish Tank Barn, sending a poop emoji as well. Lefty 3213A throwing some cake at Chattanooga Ed for his upcoming birthday this Monday, which don't forget to check out Rack's stream for the announcement of the winners on Project Fossilia, followed by me with special guest Peck Tech this coming Monday. And last but definitely not least, Mr. Zen with the $20 super chat. Thank you very much, brothers, saying don't forget that thumbs up and a big smiley face, which I think you all, I'm not going to be surprised. Yeah, you all have done an awesome job. We've got 64 people watching now and 66 thumbs up, so I appreciate that. I really, really do. YouTube's being a little nicer to me lately, and that is because of you all and the amazing job that you all do with the thumbs ups and the interactions and coming in and hanging out and talking to us. Ed, do you have anything that you would like to throw out there before we wrap it up?
No, I'm trying to. Ed and you and I became members at one of the West Side. I don't know what that means for sure.
I think he's talking about the Pet Supplies Plus, possibly.
Oh, West Side just sounds like we're cool gangsters. I like that. But
Yep.
Nevertheless, yeah, thank you everybody for showing up. It was a lot of fun. We had some really cool folks in here, and we just had a good time. Thanks to all the mods for doing a wonderful job. If you're not subscribed, which I'm sure you are, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. And thanks, James, for letting me hang out.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. And of course, if you're not subscribed to, I can't say myself, I'm going to say this guy. Am I going the right direction here? Yeah, this guy right here. Chattanooga Ed, be sure to subscribe to him because not only is he a cool guy, but we've also moved the Thursday streams over to his channel. So subscribe to him. A huge thank you, as Ed mentioned, to all the moderators. You all do an amazing job, and I really, really do appreciate you. Appreciate all the members and the super chatters, of course. You all are helping make this possible, so thank you very, very much. And to everybody that's just hanging out and chatting, and the thumbs uppers and the lurkers and the listeners, you know, we'd just be talking to ourselves if it weren't for all of you all. So I appreciate you being here. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you on the next go around. Until next time, keep your fish healthy, keep yourselves healthy, and catch yourself a little fish room fever. Bye, everybody.